Hello everyone and welcome to another random bits and pieces segment from my brain, and today sit a while for we are playing some more Franchise Hockey Manager 6 as part of the Ottawa Senators. So we had a pretty decent month of November, past about the midway point of the month we finally had a road win, so yay! So, all in all, we're doing pretty alright right now. We are 4th in the East with 32 points. We are among the teams that have played the most games, though, so we cannot take anything for granted. And, all it takes is one really bad month to, see us nosedive in the standings, as we've seen in the past. So, we are not going to take anything for granted. I did my due diligence prior to shooting the video. I took a look again at what's available on the trading block. It's pretty much the same names that I've mentioned last time, guys like Cliff Running and Mikael Nylander, so nothing really that screams, oh, upgrade, I need to get that guy. Nothing really great on D either. That's probably where I would like to improve my team a little bit. So yeah, so I read something today, and sorry, it's a little bit I'm a little sidetracked. So I read something today, and that's something that I had forgotten about, but I still have Brian Berard on the team and everything, and I knew that Brian Berard was a pick from the Sens back in the day. What I didn't know is that he requested a trade so that he wouldn't play for Ottawa, so I didn't quite know that, or I did, but I kind of forgot. So of course, everything is different in my universe. I am not going to get rid of Brian Berard just because that happened in real life, but that's something that I had forgotten. So sometimes it's interesting, you read stuff and it just comes back to you. Anyway, that was really just a quick parentheses here. So we're going to go ahead and get started. We are going to be facing New Jersey as the first team in December here on the road. So despite winning a couple games on the road near the end of November there, we're still not a great road team. So hopefully that gets better. Bill Guerin is still hurt day to day. Maybe he's going to be ready by the time that we face the Devils. I don't know. But let's get going. Alright, Rod Brydon thinks that this season is a great success so far and the team is in outstanding shape. Well, you're welcome. Alright, we went 8-4-1, so a pretty good month. I mean, whenever you can play, keep that kind of record, that's pretty good. Rod Brydon is happy with my work. Thank you, thank you. About time that you appreciate me. Alright, and I think Bill Guerin's ready. I think that's what that expression means. Yep, his name is not there anymore. Perfect. Alright, so my players are getting more used to being around the team. Alright. So, on the road in New Jersey. So, New Jersey is doing pretty good. They are 15-7-1. So, pretty good record, very similar to ours. And we are 1-1 against them this season. Alright, so we have a healthy team. So, let's go ahead and play. Oh, dear God. That bug is back. Where I'm playing against robot arms. Alright, since the game auto saves and everything, I'm going to go through the month and we're gonna see just, right arms for the duration of the video. I apologize for that. I'll get that fixed before the next video after that. This is mildly annoying. Alright, so we are going with Mike Dunham in net. They are going with Marty Brodeur, so it should be a pretty good game. And we lost 3-2, so I guess it was a pretty good game. I just wish we would have won it. Alright, so they outshot us 38-23, so we struggled a little bit in that game. Scott Niedermeyer was the first star, he had 2 assists. Brian McCabe was the second star, he had a goal. And Peter Sikor, the third star, with a goal and an assist. So, looks like Claude Lemieux opened the scoring. It was 1-0 New Jersey after 1. Then they took a 3-0 lead before Roman Hammerlich scored in the second from Nieuwendyk and Mike Radke. So it was 3-1 after 2. Then Brian McCabe scored in the third from Zdeno Chara and Mike Sillinger. But it was too little too late. Marty Brother would hold the fort and probably wasn't threatened all that much. What were the shots in the third? 9, yeah. I guess we didn't have a very good first period and couldn't get it in gear. Marianosa converts to left wing. Alright. I wish I could see your face, Marian. Alright, so I guess that kind of helps solve my... I guess that kind of helps solve my problem that I've been having at left wing for all those years. We are playing tomorrow against the Stars, who are not doing too hot. Jamal Mayer's suspension ends in Florida. He is back in the lineup. Bad news for Detroit. Sergei Fedorov is hurt. Uh-oh. Torn hamstring. Oh, that sounds painful. You will miss 3 months. Woo! So another really good player hurt. It's not as bad as last season where a lot of star players got hurt. Suspension for Luc Robitaille. Wow, Lucky Luke is suspended for 7 games. Andy Delmore extends his SS streak to 8 games. So Andy Delmore plays for the Rangers, and he had an assist against Montreal. Alright, we are playing the Stars back at home. The Stars are 9-15-2, so they're not doing really good. Let's take a look at their roster. They did trade Marty Turcot to Colorado for Anson Carter, so let's see who they have in net. Yeah, I'm not sure they could afford to make that trade, to be honest. So they have Marc Lamotte and Mike Fontaine in net. Those are the 2 goaltenders they have right now. Oh, maybe they have injuries. Yeah, but it's Mikael Anderson, so... Alright, Patrick Boileau, Mike Crowley, Peter Buzek, Dave Manson, Jackman, Adam Burt, Nemesnika. Oh, that... So at forward they are fine. I think at forward they have a decent group of forwards, even though some of them are getting older, like Ross Courtnall is a little old. Ulf Dallen's getting, up in age as well. But overall I think their forwards is fine, but that D and those goaltenders, man, that's yeah, that needs to be addressed. Thankfully not by me. Alright. So Dallas is going with Marc Lamotte. We are going with Tommy Salo for that one. Oh, Tommy Salo playing a rare game at home. He's been mostly playing on the road since we got him. Oh, it wasn't easy, but we won in overtime, 1-0. So couldn't get one past the bad D and goaltending until the overtime showed up. Alright, so we doubled them on shots, 40-20. We had 12,360 people in attendance, so it looks like that number is starting to get up a little bit. Alexei Yashin was the first star, he had an assist. Marc Lamotte was the second star with 39 saves, and Yeri Lehtinen was the third star, obviously didn't get a point. So Tommy Salo with the shutout here, and it's Robert Zvela that scored in overtime from Joe Nieuwendyk and Alexei Yashin. Alright. Uh-oh. Yashin out of action, listed as day-to-day. Alright, so that's yeah, that's gonna be part of. I'm about to write, not a, not a bunch of complaining, but things that I think that out of the park can do to improve the quality of the game. Some of those things I'm sure they are aware of, but some of the emails that they send have like typos or grammatical errors, and that particular one here where it says he sustained the injury in the game against the Dallas Stars at, and then period, that's been in the game for at least the last 3 versions of the game. Like, I guess it's supposed to say the arena there, but it's like it's blank. So that's gonna be part of into the email that I'm going, not email, I'm gonna post something on their forums, and I hope I'm not gonna sound too whiny. I don't want to be whiny about it. I just want for the game to get better. That's really all it is. Anyway, so Yashin is hurt for day to day, so they don't really say for how long. Day to day. Oh, 1 to 2 weeks. That's different. That's not day to day. Alright, I'm gonna send him down, not down, but I'm gonna put him on the injured reserve, just so that I have somebody that can maybe play some games. Let's see who we have. We have Vyborny at center and Peter Shestlivy. Shestlivy has 12 points in 19 games, that's not bad. Vyborny has 8 in 16. I think it's time for Vyborny to get a chance. I know he has less points and everything, but he's 24 already. I'm paying him the big bucks. I remember I overpaid for him because I had a hole at center, so... Not sure he's going to play much, but... Anyway, he's been called up. Alright, so we won 1-0 against Dallas. Next game is going to be in Buffalo. Andy Delmore's assist streak ended at 8 games. So he was held scoreless against the Sabres. A night to remember for Mark Messier. 38 years old, he's still kicking. 4 assists against Buffalo in that same game. There was no stopping Alex Kovalev in that same game. He had 5 goals in a 6-1 win. Wow. I wish one of my guys would score 5 goals. It would make me feel good about myself. Alex Kovalev extends his goal streak to 5. Yeah. Tony Amonte set everything up tonight, so he plays for New Jersey now. So he got 4 assists against Calgary. A night to remember for Marty Risner. He had 3 goals and an assist against San Jose. It's pretty good. Alright, David Vyborny needs a number. You're not getting number 9. Let's give you... How about 29? You are fine with it. Good. I don't like players that whine because of the number, unless I could understand if it's a long-tenured veteran in the league or something, but when a guy comes up to play his first game in the NHL and he gets angry because he doesn't get his number, it's like, yeah, okay, whatever. Go through a tantrum over there. I'll get you a Sprite later. Alright. Alright, 2 more days before the game, so we had a little bit of a break there. Dave Scatchard's suspension in Chicago is over. He is back in the lineup. Theo Fleury has racked up 900 points in his career with 2 assists against the Rangers. Pretty good career so far for Theo Fleury. He's only 31, so he's for sure going to get to 1,000 unless something catastrophic happens. Alexei Kovalev has produced 300 goals in his career, so right off of a 5-goal performance, he got 2 goals and an assist in that same game against the Flames. Mark Messier extends his assist streak to 8 games, a goal and an assist again, still in that same game. And Kovalev made it, that was 6 straight games with a goal, still in that one game. Ooh, Barry Trotz out soon. So Barry Trotz might be out of a job in St. Louis. They are terrible. I am not sure why. Kelly Yules is suspended in Washington. He's going to miss 5 games. And Dave Kings might lose his job in Washington as the coach. See, I praised Washington at the start of the season. I was like, well, they're finally turning around. They're finally starting to play better. Yeah, they are 10-13-3 now, so I guess I jinxed them. Sorry. Not sorry. Playing in Buffalo. So Buffalo's struggling a little bit. They are 11-14-3. We did win against Buffalo earlier in the season, 7-0. It was a pretty nice trouncing of a division rival. I always enjoy those. Oh, looks like David Vibarni is going to play on the line with Joe Thornton and Thomas Holmstrom. You could do a lot worse for your first NHL game than to play with Joe Thornton and Thomas Holmstrom on your line. Trust me, you could do a lot worse than that. Alright, that's going to be confusing for the fans. Tommy Salo is playing in net for us, and he's wearing his Buffalo jersey against Buffalo, in Buffalo, against Manny Legacy. For some reason, Tommy Salo's picture is not cut. Alright. And we won 3-1. Nice little road win. We're starting to get a few of those, finally. Oh, we completely dominated them. 47-26, the shots on goal. Marian Osa was the first star of the game with a goal and an assist. Donald Odette was the second star with an assist. And Brian McCabe was the third star with a goal. Alright, so Marian Osa scored on the power play from Zvela and Nieuwendyk. That was in the first period. We were up 1-0. Then in the second, Jason Woolley for Buffalo tied it up, but Brian McCabe scored a minute and 17 seconds later, assisted by Thornton and Holmstrom, and we were up 2-1. And then in the third, Daniel Alfredson scored from Osa and Peltonen, and that was 3-1. That's how it stayed. Strong night for Pavel Demitra. He had 3 goals and an assist against the Stars. Still in Carolina from that one trade for Zardy Zalewski. Zalewski has retired since. And Demitra still playing in Carolina, doing alright. Yeah, he had 61 points last season. And he has 26 and 29 now. So overall, it's been a good trade for Carolina. It was a good trade for us, so we needed some help on D, and Zalewski was good for us for a few seasons, so I don't regret the trade. Great night for Bob Wren, who had 4 assists against the Rangers. Wow. Mark Messier's assist streak ended at 8 games. In that same game, he was held scoreless. League says no suspension for Chris Chelios. So no suspension for him. Steve Sullivan extends his goal streak to 5. He scored a goal and an assist in that same game. Mark Recchi has tallied 900 points in his career. 2 assists against Toronto. So he's 31, so just like Theo Fleury, I'm pretty sure he's going to get to 1,000 points without too much problems unless something really catastrophic happens. Mario Lemieux has a great game. He had a goal and 4 assists in a 9-0 trouncing of the Capitals, the poor Capitals. Everybody's beating them anymore. I gave them the adequate random gamer curse by praising them. I made them weak. So next game is at home against the Islanders. That's tomorrow. Then we're going on a little bit of a Canadian road trip in Toronto and then the 3 Western Canadian teams. Jeff Courtnall has scored 400 goals in his career. He had a goal and 2 assists against Calgary. Yeah, Jeff Courtnall is still kicking it. He's only a star and a half player now. He's 37. No one could stop Joe Sakic. He had 3 goals and 2 assists against Anaheim. Nice little game for Joe Sakic. Alright, the Islanders. So the Islanders are doing pretty good. They are right behind us in the standings, only 3 points behind us, and they have 3 games on. So as we know, at the end of last season, we were in a battle with the Islanders for the last playoff spot. So it looks like they're right behind us yet again. So the Islanders are 16-8-1, so they're doing pretty good. Good record, very similar to ours. They just have played less games. So let's take a look at their lineup. So Roberto Luongo is starting to get into shape. He is a 3-star goaltender now, 20 years old. He's getting there. And then Steve Veliket is the backup. Then they have Eric Brewer, Malkov, Daryl Sidor, Dick Tarnstrom, Aaron Johnson, Sean O'Donnell, Stefan Quintal, and Derek Morris on D. So that D has a few young guys that have not developed quite yet, but it's still a decent D. That D's pretty good. So good goaltending, pretty good D. Bill Berg, Todd Bertuzzi, Steve Thomas, Jochen Hecht, Sergei Brilin, Ray Ferraro is 30. He's 35. He's still playing all right. Tim Connolly, Pierre Turgeon, Johan Garpenlove, Jean-Pierre Dumont, Marty McInnes, Zygmunt Palffy, and Matthias Wiedenhall. I never knew how to say his name. Sorry. So yeah, the forwards are pretty good too. So it's a pretty well balanced team. Actually, reminds me a little bit of ours. Alright, so we are playing at home. We need to show them who's the boss here. So let's win this. Mike Dunham in net for us. Of course, we're facing Roberto Luongo. And we lost 2-1 in overtime, so it was a pretty tight affair. We outshot them 38-33, so looking not too bad there. Todd Bertuzzi was the first star. He had a goal and an assist. Joe Thornton for us was the second star with a goal. And Roberto Luongo was the third star with 37 saves. We had 10,719 people in attendance. Okay, so it was 0-0 heading into the third period. Joe Thornton actually opened the scoring in the third on the power play. His second from Marian Osa and Norm McIver. And then about close to 7 minutes later, Zygmunt Palffy tied it up on the power play as well. It was 1-1, and then Todd Bertuzzi scored in overtime, and we lost. I wonder if Yashin's about to come back. Good thing I made a switch there. Michael Pekka is a memorable game. He had a hat-trick, 3 goals against Colorado. Nice little game. Alright, we are playing in Toronto. Toronto struggling a little bit. So they were doing a little bit better near the start of the season, but they've slipped a little bit. They are 13, 14, and 4 for 30 points. We won the first game of the season at home against them, 6-2. So if you're a Sens fan watching this, more than likely you don't like the Leafs, so you're probably happy with that 6-2 trouncing. Hopefully we give them another beating of the sort. We're going to play with Tommy Salo in net. They're going with Jean-Sébastien Giguère. And we lost 2-1. Ugh, two losses in a row. Tight games, but still losses. We outshot them 29-17, so not a great offensive game, but we did take a bunch of penalties. Well, Really, we took 3 penalties and a 10-minute misconduct. Daniel Markov was the first star. He had an assist. Daniel Alfredson was the second star with an assist. And Alexander Degg against his former team with a goal, third star. So Mike Radji actually opened the scoring in the first period, assisted by Alfredson and Norm McIver. So it was 1-0 for us after one. And then Degg scored in the second to tie it up, and Todd Marchand in the third scored the game winner. Alright, and we are heading west. So in 2 days, we're going to be playing in Vancouver. Alright. Alexei Yashin might be coming back soon. What does it say here? 3 days at least that you need to stay on there. No further discipline for Nashville's Randy McKay. So, no suspension for him. Pierre Turgeon extends his assist streak to 8 games. He had an assist against the Leafs. 30 years old for Pierre Turgeon. 3.5 star player, so not bad. Alexei Yashin within sight of returning. Alright, so the Canadian Western trip starts in Vancouver against the Canucks. Vancouver is not doing very good. They are 12-17-2. So they've been pretty good, like in my previous seasons since the start of this playthrough. But this season, it's been tough for them. So let's take a look at their lineup. No injuries over here. So they have Yenny Orme and Garrett Snow in net, Kevin Aller, Chris McAlpine, Brent Sopel, Matthias Olun, Brian Allen, Nolan Baumgartner, Jyrki Lumen, Yaroslav Spacek on D. So the D's not too bad. The goaltending not too great. The D's not too bad. Battaglia, Jeff Courtnall, Daniel Sedin, and Henrik Sedin. Oh, the Sedin brothers have entered the universe. Of course, they're both 19 years old. They're only Alpha Star players for now. So Jeff Courtnall, Daniel Sedin, Robert Cron, Jip Pandolfo, Steve Carey, Paul Eisenbart, Henrik Sedin, Trevor Linden, Mike Pekka, Cliff Running, Pavel Bure, and Radek Dvorak. Alright, so I guess their goaltending maybe is what's killing them, because I mean the rest of the team is up. I mean, it's not crazy good, but it's, you know, it's pretty decent. So not sure why they're losing games. All I know is that I wish that their losing ways continue for this one click of a button here. We're going with Tommy Salo. They are going with Yenny Orme. And we lost 2-1 again. Wow, that's 3 games in a row we've lost 2-1. Our offense is sleeping. Where's Johnny Van Dyke when we need him? We're gonna need to take the whip out or something. All right, we outshot them 27-22. So we keep outshooting the opposition. We just can't win. Kevin Aller was the first star of the game. He had a goal. Mike Selinger had a goal for us. Second star, and Bates Battaglia, third star with an assist. So Mike Selinger opened the scoring, unassisted. So it was 1-0 for us, but Kevin Aller tied it up a little bit later. And that would hold until the end of the third. Really, Steve Carey scored with 1 minute and 16 seconds left in the game. Made it 2-1. Wow. Alright, so that, and Alexei Yashin is completely recovered. I think he needs 1 more day. Alright, yep. So he's going to be back against the Flames. Alright, so let's bring our friend Alexei Yashin back in the lineup. We missed you, buddy. We didn't score many goals while you were gone. We're going to send Viborny back down. There you go. Okay, so we are now playing in Calgary. Calgary is... Wow, they have... Is that the exact same record that the Canucks had are very close, very similar. They are 11-17-4. We did play against Calgary so far. We did beat them 5-1 at home. Let's win again. We have Alexei Yashin back in the lineup, so our offense should be back to normal now. We're going with Mike Dunham. They're going with Jim Carey in net. Go Sens go. And we won 4-0, so shout out for Mike Dunham again. That's his second this month. No, Tommy Salo got it. Sorry. The 1-0 win in overtime. Oh dear God. What did we do to them? We outshot them 66-26. And there was one penalty in the game taken by us. It was Brian McCabe, a tripping call in the second. Wow, 66-26 the shots. We completely dominated that game from start to finish. 4-0 win, yeah. Mike Dunham is the first star with 26 saves. Vili Peltonen is the second star with 2 assists. And Bill Guerin the third star with a goal. So Marian also opened the scoring from Alfredson and Nieuwendyk in the first, and then Amerlik from Peltonen. So it was 2-0 for us after one. Nobody scored in the second, and then in the third we have Matt Cullen from Joe Thornton and Bill Guerin from Zvela and Peltonen. So we won that one 4-0. So Luke Robitaille is back from suspension. He was gone for, 7 games, I think? That was a lot. Kelly Yules is back from suspension in Washington as well. Pierre Turgeon extends his assist streak to 9 games with an assist against the Buffalo Sabres. Michel Bergeron in Dallas might get fired. His team is 11-21-2. Of course, when your GM trades your future goaltender, number 1 goaltender for a forward, and that he leaves you with nothing in net, that's probably hard to win games. Just saying. I try to not do that to my coach. Now, am I saying I'm better than the computer AI? Well, maybe. Probably. I hope so. I hope I'm smarter than a piece of software. Alright, John Slaney is on waivers. I picked up a similar defenseman. Well, John Slaney might be a little bit more well-rounded than Brad Bombardier, but I did pick up a defenseman that of similar caliber, I should say. So. Alright, we are playing now in Edmonton. So Edmonton is also having a losing season. Wow, the Canadian teams, aside from me and Montreal, are not doing too hot this year. So Edmonton is 13-14-6 for 32 points. We have not played them so far this year, so let's take a look at their record. Alright, so they have Yurkovich and John Clam on injured reserve, so those two are not going to be playing. Roman Turek and Mike Morrison in net. Okay. Turek is okay. Joel Bouchard, Ben Isaac, Earl, Patrick Travers, Semyonov, Luke Richardson. Oof, that D is a little scary. Joseph Baranek, Scott Mellenby, Miroslav Shotan, Sean Podine, Ryan Smith, Bob Wren, Jason Arnott, Byron Ritchie, I believe that was his name. Yep. Excuse me. Boyd Devereaux, Trent McCleary, Kelly Buckberger, Sean Donovan, Kirk Malby, Joe Murphy, and Scott Young. So the offense is okay. I think that's been kind of their thing for a few years now, where they have an okay offense with no real star on it. So that offense is okay. The goaltending is okay, but the D is really not all that strong. That might be what's costing them games. Yeah, already only 5 games left in December. Of course, there's the Christmas break that's there, so that's less games, I suppose. Alright, Mike Dunham in net for us. Roman Turek for the Oilers. Go Sens go. 3-3 tie, I guess. We probably should have beaten them, but I guess I'll take the point. Ooh, we actually were outshot this time. It's been a while since that happened. So we were outshot 44-30. Kelly Buckberger was the first star of the game. He had a goal. Mike Sillinger, second star with an assist. And Sean Podine, third star with an assist. So Kelly Buckberger opened up the scoring in the first. Then we took a 2-1 lead in the second with Norm McIver from Alfredson and Osa, and then Peltonen from Zvel and Sillinger. But Joe Murphy tied it up before the end of the second, so it was tied at 2 after 2. And then we traded goals in the third with Matt Cullen for us from McIver and Thomas Holmstrom, and Jason Arnott tied the game with 7:15 to go, and nobody would score in overtime. Pierre Turgeon extends his assist streak to 10 games. He had a goal and 2 assists against New Jersey. Alright, and we are going back home to face the Carolina Hurricanes in 3 days. Zygmunt Palffy extends his point streak to 12 games. That's pretty good. He had an assist against Pittsburgh. Pierre Turgeon extends his assist streak to 11 games. In that same game, he had a goal and 2 assists. And Igor Ulanov in St. Louis is suspended. He's going to miss 7 games. Wow, Igor Ulanov is already 30. Feels like we've never seen him so far. Alright. Alright, we are playing the Hurricanes at home. So the Hurricanes are doing alright. They are 16, 13, and 5 for 37 points. And they are third in the East. So they are at top of their division. At least this year they have a winning record. So it doesn't feel like they're there just by default because they are in a weak division. I mean, their division is still weak, but at least they have a winning record this year. So we played in Carolina earlier this year and we lost 2-1. So we're going to look to be avenging that back at home. So we are going with Mike Dunham. They are going with Mika Noronen in net. And we won 3-0. So another shout out for Mike Dunham. Pretty good. We outshot them 35-31. We had 11,776 people in attendance. Mike Dunham was the first of the game, of course. He had 31 saves for the shutout. Brian McCabe was the second star. He had a goal and an assist. And Roman Hammerlich was the third star with a goal and an assist as well. Okay, so nobody scored in the first. Brian McCabe scored the first goal of the game, assisted by Joe Nieuwendyk and Roman Hammerlich. So it was 1-0 after 2, and then we piled up 2 more goals in the third. Zvela from Peltonen and Zdeno Chara, and then Roman Hammerlich scored in an empty net with 54 seconds to go in the game, assisted by Yashin and Brian McCabe. Oh, Nieuwendyk sideline listed day-to-day. Okay. Hopefully that's a real day-to-day. Oh, yeah. Okay. You might even be able to play with it. Plus, it's right before the Christmas break, so if I'm lucky, you're going to be right back against Montreal. Oh, we have a home and home coming against the Canadiens right after Christmas, December 27th and 29th. So we have 3 games left in December already. Feels like it flew by. Well, I guess I've been talking to myself for 40 minutes already. Didn't feel like it. I guess time does fly when you're having fun. Alright, so Christmas break, so Is somebody gonna offer me a star player for garbage or something? That would be fun. Oh, Saku Koivu in Montreal is suspended. He's gonna miss 7 games. Alright, so we're gonna play Montreal, but they won't have Koivu for those 2 games. Zygmunt Palfi's point streak ended at 12 games. So no points for him against the Rangers. And in that same game, Pierre Turgeon's assist streak ended at 11 games. So no points for him either. Kevin Adams in Tampa Bay is suspended. He's going to miss a game. Okay, we are celebrating Christmas. No trade offer on Christmas Day. Alright, and we play tomorrow against Montreal. Now, Montreal is still at top of our division. They are 5 points ahead of us. They played 1 more game. So if we were to sweep those 2 games, that would be really interesting because we would be pretty close to being at top of the division. Alright, so Kevin Adams' suspension ends, already served. Theo Fleury has scored 400 goals in his career, so he reached 900 points earlier this season, or earlier this month even. Now he scored his 400 goal in his career, so he had a goal and an assist against Vancouver. Alright, Joe Nieuwendyk is almost 100%. I don't know if he's going to play. So we are playing at home against Montreal. Again, Montreal at top of the division. They are 21-10-4 for 46 points. We have 41. So a couple wins here would make things really interesting. Nieuwendyk is playing, but they're putting him on the 3rd line probably to manage his minutes. Still going to play with Pavel Datsyuk, so not too bad. Alright, so they are sending Patrick Roy net. We're going with Mike Dunham, who is fresh out of a shutout. And we lost 2-0. We outshot them 34-32. We had 11,789 people in attendance. Patrick Roy was the first star, obviously, with the shutout. 34 save performance. Robert Zvela was the second star, despite not getting any points. And Vincent Enfous had a goal and an assist and was the 3rd star. Mike Leclerc is suspended in Anaheim. He's going to miss 4 games. Alright, Nieuwendyk is fully healed. Alright, now the revenge game is coming. Alright, we need to win this one. Oh, Boston passed us now. And that's the team we're playing next. Alright, so we're playing in Montreal now. We're 0-2 against them this year. Dunham against Roy again. And we won this one, 3-2. Alright, so we can beat Montreal. We're not scared of them. We can beat them. We outshot them again. This time 44-33. Robert Zvela was the first star of the game with a goal and an assist. Pascal Riom, second star with a goal and an assist. And Roman Hammerlich, 3rd star with an assist. So Pavel Datsyuk opened the scoring from Roman Hammerlich and Joe Thornton, but then Riom and Valery Bourry both scored and gave Montreal a 2-1 lead after 1. Then Mike Sellinger tied it up in the second period, assisted by Brian McCabe and Robert Zvela. And then finally Zvela with the game winner in the 3rd period on the power play from Yashin and Marianosa. Claude Lemieux, Pepe Lemieux, has played in 1,000 games in his career, and he had a goal to celebrate that. So he's 34, he's still 3 stars, so he's still doing alright. Suspension for Mark Rickey. Uh-oh. He's going to miss 5 games. And Andrew Brunette in Washington had a memorable game with 3 goals against Pittsburgh. Nice little game for Andrew Brunette. Alright, and we are already there at the last game of the month against the Boston Bruins. So Boston is 20-14-3 for 43 points, and we beat them at home 6-3 earlier this season, and we're back at home to play them again, so we can do this. Looks like for the second month in a row after that, we're gonna start the month against the Devils again. Alright. We're going with Tommy Salou, who all of a sudden lost his picture, and we are facing Thomas Vokoun in net. So, of course, Boston has a really good goaltending tandem right now. They have Thomas Vokoun and Yevgeny Nabokov. Alright. And it's a 5-5 tie. I guess I'll take it. I mean, you always want to win, obviously, but ties happen. And happening against a division rival, that ensures that they're not getting closer to me. So, okay. Oh, that was a pretty offensive game. They outshot us 44-41. So nobody played a very consensus defensive game here. We had 10,347 people in attendance. Bill Guerin was the first star of the game. He had a goal and an assist. Glenn Murray was the second star. He had 2 goals. And Roman Hammerlick was the third star with 2 assists. Alright, so Matt Cullen scored from Bill Guerin and Roman Hammerlick. And then Guerin from Hammerlick and Peltonen. Then Glenn Murray scored, and then Daniel Alfredson on the power play from Matt Cullen and Marian Osa. So after 1, it was 3-1 for us. Then Boston tied it up in the second period with Glenn Murray, and then Don Sweeney short-handed. Then we traded goals in the third period. Alfredson scored on the power play from Matt Cullen and Mike Ratchie. Then Mariusz Czerkowski scored on the power play to tie it up. Then Yashin gave us back the lead on the power play from Joe Thornton. And then Jason York scored their second short-handed goal of the game to tie it up, and that stayed that way. Alright, Jaromir Jagr extends his goal streak to 5 games. He had a goal against the Islanders. Ooh. Alright, so the player poll results came out. And for the very first time, the Ottawa Senators have a player that's listed there. So the best skater is Phil Housley. Wow, that's new. The artist shot is Rob Blake. That's new as well. Smartest is Marian Osa. That's also new, and that's ours. Excuse me. Ty Domi is the toughest. Pavel Bure the fastest. The best role model is Steve Yzerman. The cleanest is Daniel Sedin. Wow, the Sedins are already showing up in here. Toughest goalie to beat is Dominic Hasek still, and the coach you'd most like to play for is still Scotty Bowman in Pittsburgh. Alright, so we are December 31st. We are going to flip the calendar to the year 2000, so don't forget to not fly in a plane or anything like that, because you are going to die, is what they were telling us, you know, in 1999 when we were about to turn 2000s. In the 2000s, actually, I know that most people that watch my videos are not from Quebec. Back in 1999 in December, back then we had like that funny show that was kind of like taking things in the news and making it funny and everything. I mean, but there's a bunch of websites that do that now, but back then it was almost novel, at least for us in Quebec. And like, there's that guy that shot a segment of his show during in a plane flying when the millennium was going to turn, just to prove that it was a bunch of BS. So anyway, that was kind of funny. So we are about to get into the year 2000. New millennium! Yay! Alright, Vyacheslav Kozlov has achieved 600 points. He had a goal against Chicago. Alright, so we're all looking pretty good here. Alright, so Teemu Selanne and Grant Fuhr were the players of the month. Well, Grant Fuhr still got it, huh? Alright, let's take a look at the standings real quick. So we have... so we're 5th, so we dipped a little bit in the standings. Like I said, that it might happen. So we have 44 points, as much as the Bruins. And we are 6 points up on the New York Rangers, who are 8. So nothing is for granted, that's for sure. Now, in the West, what does it look like? So in the West, Detroit, Colorado, San Jose. Wow, San Jose is doing really good lately. I'm glad. Edmonton, Chicago, LA, Phoenix, and Vancouver. Vancouver, with their losing record, are 8. Oh, St. Louis has been turning it around a little bit. Now they're not the worst. Nashville is the worst team in the league. Yep, they are. And Tampa Bay's been turning it around too. They have 29 points. And Buffalo is last in the East. Wow. A few surprises there. Alright, so Johnny Wendyke slowed down a little bit in December. Still more than a point per game. He has 43 points in 37 games. So that's still pretty good. Yashin got hurt for a little while. He's basically a point per game. 32 points in 33 games. Alfredson has 29 points in 36 games. Zvela is our best defenseman with 25 points in 37 games. That's pretty good. Peltonen 24 points, and then it starts to dwindle down from there. So, yeah, not looking too bad. Not looking too bad at all. Now, in the whole league, Teemu Selanne is still first in the league for goals with 34 goals. Wow. Pierre Turgeon has 36 assists, so he's the best passer. Selanne is the best scorer in the league with 62 points, and Ray Whitney in San Jose is second with 56. So I don't have a player that's near the top anymore. That's sad. Maybe one day. Oh, we were doing really good in plus minuses too, and all of my players have disappeared from there. Oh well. Alright, so that's pretty much where we're at. We're kind of maintaining ourselves. We had an okay month, maybe not as good as November. We had that 3-game losing streak where I lost 2-1 a bunch of times. So hopefully we can start doing better in January. I see we have that Western... It's not the full Western American trip. San Jose is not there. I guess I'm going to play in San Jose and in Phoenix or something? Where's San Jose there? That's interesting. Anyway, I'm talking to myself. So I am going to stop here. I am going to save my game. Alright, and as usual, I want to thank you for tuning in, and if you've liked the video, feel free to like and subscribe, that's always appreciated, and until I roll this game again, see you guys next time. Thank you.